Libra, welcome into your weekly reading. This will be for the week of March 17th to the 23rd, 2025. In the last attempt to get your reading going, I pulled 5 elemental oracle cards. And so the number 5 automatically being given to you as a message because there's change at hand throughout the week. There's change that you're thinking about for the future. You're not wanting things to stay exactly the same when they're saying absolutely beautiful. Because being too complacent, too attached and desiring the familiar, the expected, is not the right choice for you at this point along your path. It just feels like this could play into certain imperfections, happening and being focused upon throughout the week. It could be in regards to the same old at certain points, your routines, habits, responsibilities playing into it. But jumping into the cards, we have the first 2 pairing together. Air talking about motion and earth talking about home. And so the week will give you, and you'll even create a balance, is what I'm getting, of this movement, motion, activity is what I'm hearing. And as well, this earthly, grounded, even minimal sort of energy. But it just feels like at certain points, one will be in at play. You know what I mean? You're active, you're putting in effort, you're maybe migrating, motion taking place, right? And you're needing to more so reground yourself because things negatively affected you in that moment, if not several. Or you just need to reground yourself to benefit what you are in the midst of doing, you know what I mean? Or are about to do. And then, reversing that, it just feels like there are moments throughout the week where you're ultra grounded, maybe at peace and one with Mother Nature, the outdoors, or maybe feeling ultra disconnected. And so that's helping you feel more grounded and less affected and maybe emotional or annoyed in regards to this or that that's at hand, or that expect to happen. And they're saying, shake it off, right? It's not to say that it isn't a good thing to be that ultra grounded or disconnected, because it can have its benefits. But at certain points, maybe you are meant to be more productive than you are. You know what I mean? Feeling maybe a little bit lazy or just not ultra motivated. You're simply just not putting in the effort that you should be. Or maybe more so, it's just that it's not the right moment to be that disconnected, okay? But we're moving on to dark matter, talking about mystery. And so, Libra, it's going to be a week where you're being presented to the world, and it might not be new for some, as this extreme mystery. Why are they holding back? Why are they so adamant about this or that? Why is it that this affected them more than something similar in the past, or more than we expected, or I expected? How do they do what they do? Why are they silent at this time? Or why do they not, are they not choosing to speak up? Why is it that they are feeling to me as a more transformed version of yourself? I want you to pay close attention to the fact that that butterfly is right over her lips, okay? It's almost as if because you've transformed so much recently and over time, that's preventing you from, or it's stopping you from, from saying something that you may regret in the future, or that isn't the right thing to say, or it's just not the right time. And so Spirit's saying that's advancement, okay? I feel like you know yourself better at this point. It's almost as if you've transformed into a more mature version of yourself, a more advanced one, once again. And I feel like old versions of yourself would have spoken up when they know they shouldn't, or it was just the wrong choice, or you would have been too vocal in some way, shape, or form, okay? Or, an older version or two of you wouldn't have trusted in the mystery, the divine timing that is wildly alive within your world, okay? You, as well as, was it Taurus? Taurus got this voice card talking about speaking your word. And so I feel you're being reminded that as a Libra, you're somebody who just naturally speaks the truth, right? Even when you don't mean to, even when you don't want to at certain points. But what comes out will come out, okay? And so that's sort of the opposite of what we were just saying with that butterfly over her mouth. It's a week, my friend, where you are going to be expressing yourself differently more than ever. You're going to be speaking your own truth selectively, and it may be spiritually guided as well, where they're saying, we get it, you have a lot to say, we get it, you've been through a lot, and this may even help certain people. But it also feels like you're maybe encouraging certain people to get their voice out there, to express themselves more or differently or both. If something like a noise factor, because that kid screaming just negatively affected me, if something affects you negatively in the middle of you doing something, take a hot second, okay? I guarantee it will be fine if you do so, all right? That slight pause I took, I don't think it ruined the reading or the messages coming out. It maybe even helped. But yeah, it could be an accomplishment otherwise. You're going to be feeling this sort of melodramatic way of being at certain points, as they just showed me doing this, kind of like this imagery. It just feels like that's really entertaining, likable. I love you is what I just heard, and I feel like that's coming through maybe in a platonic sense. I care for you is now what I'm getting. I sense that you're a type of soul where even if somebody, this could be at a distance, as somebody, if not multiple people, seem to now more than ever care for you as a soul, and even this could even be people that you don't know on a personal level, or maybe not very much so or fully. And so Spirit's saying this is going to help you get far in life, okay? Because this is people not only caring about you, but then at certain points trusting you more than ever, or in general. I'm now being drawn to a dog, and so I feel like the week highlights your loyalty sometimes to a fault, where there's also that sort of cuddly, comforting energy about you as well, where they're saying this may as well highlight the fact that you deserve, and maybe more than ever want, the same in return. You know what I mean? Transformation pressure. There are certain pressures throughout the week that feel quite annoying, and other pressures that feel necessary, maybe satisfying, if that makes sense. Knowing and realizing that that can come through in different forms. There's a divide is what I'm hearing. There's a divide. There's something about you feeling a divide between you and that person, or a divide between you and that group of people, or that job. Maybe could be literally anything for you in your life, but there's something about you that kind of creating a disconnect in some way, shape, or form. What else do we have for Libra? Stop and wait. There's going to be moments, if not one in particular, where you have to stop and wait, okay? There's a significance to that. Also, yeah, there are certain moments throughout the week where you're going to put your foot on the brake, because you're maybe doing too much in the moment. You could be finding yourself then transitioning into a state of forcing it or rushing. You're maybe overthinking, overanalyzing. Put your foot on the brake, my friend. You know yourself best. And to ignore the signs coming through from Spirit in that sense, or otherwise, or even that moment of intuitive realization or remembrance, is not going to be the right choice. The World card and the Sun card, yeah, again, watch Taurus's reading, because these came out in theirs as well, where it's a time where you're noticing more as to how your life, your world has changed recently, and this is giving you a new sense of maybe a new kind of happiness. But it feels like a week where you're remembering how much you've transformed over time. It doesn't feel like it's just recently that's being highlighted, but over time, how much you've transformed and how that's creating different results, different feelings of importance, different experiences, how you're maybe wanting more out of life, or just different. But also it's a week where you need to be more than ever taking care of yourself. There's going to be a highlight on your mind, the way the gears of your mind work. There's a shining, bright, maybe even more of a, expansive, or just a far-reaching sort of way about your mind more than ever at this time. I also find that you're going to be remembering or realizing more than ever at this point along your path throughout the week that, looking at her here, if something compromises, strips away, or even minimalizes your inner peace, maybe your peaceful outlook even, then it's not for you. Even if it once was, even if it kind of feels like it is at this point. There's a sense of you needing to make that one of your top priorities. Also, specifically, Libra, I'm hearing meditate, please. Even if you already are, you maybe need to be doing so more. Some of which used to do it, like myself, and you don't meditate anymore. There's something about your family for a lot. But I really find that people are going to be paying close attention to you, and that playing into that mystery once again. What you create and develop throughout this week is going to be ultra powerful and special. There's going to be a rarity in regards to you and whatever you end up developing and throwing out there into the universe. I look far ahead and I do expect the best, but then I wonder why things haven't happened sooner, okay, or yet. And they're saying that you need to be trusting in the timing, okay? But as well, they're saying, look at your diet. Are you really consuming the right things? You know what I mean? Are you consuming enough of things like water and whatnot? Is your sleep feeling like it's top notch, the quality that you deserve and need more than ever? And I feel like the answer is no. Okay, there are certain adjustments in regards to these parts of your life that Spirit is saying we're labeling it as necessary. Okay, anyways, but yeah, it just feels like a week where you're weighing out the options, comparing, thinking about the pros and the cons of certain situations or your life in general. You can't help but feel like the possibilities are endless for you and within your life in general, but it's like certain effects or certain negative moments or reflecting even comes into play and cuts into that moment of full awareness and remembrance even of this infinity symbol message. But yeah, look at this. Somebody is watching you from a distance. You could even find that there are multiple people paying close attention to you. There's something about this collective where it kind of feels as if you maybe have had stalkers in the past, or one in particular. It's this sort of addictive energy about you, nature about you that leaves people just they can't get over you, or just they feel the need to attach themselves to you for longer than they're meant to. But you're going to be thinking as well about an ending of importance that you know lies ahead, but maybe you don't have full clarity in regards to how and when, or maybe you just want it to come to be sooner. And they're saying there's abundance that needs to overflow from your cup before that can happen, okay? And you maybe know this already, but forget it, or don't want to realize it to the fullest extent, okay? But then they're saying as well, when this finally comes to be in the right timing, at the right period along your path, it's going to create even more abundance within your life. There's a point throughout the week where you're relaxing, okay? And they're saying, what are you feeling in that moment? And you might even find you are gaining a vision or two, a message or two from Spirit. I'm getting specifically somebody's looking at something randomly. That's not a coincidence. Something about your nose having a tingling sensation while I stumbled, or itching. Spirit's communicating with you. But did you see how that happened? And that was very spiritual, as I kind of blinked out for a hot second. And it created laughter. These moments will happen at certain points because you're maybe like Leo, too uptight, overly serious, or just needing to chuckle a bit. You make somebody else laugh. That's what I'm getting. But moving on to the Ace of Swords, I find that you need and want more clarity within your world, and you'll gain a bit of which along this week period, okay? So once again, another random weekly reading for you. I hope these messages were truly helpful. I am sending you so much love and light. Bye, Libra.